Hey there, I just want to welcome everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. I am here with Jessica, who I believe is just the quintessence of exactly the kind of role model that people should be following in the media right now. I see like people are out there, they don't know how to the do your hair, what kind of foods you should eat, right? From the discipline that you see in social media to exactly the life disciplines. This character, this personification, this embodiment of awesomeness known as Jessica is actually to kind of come out here and share with us her secrets, her wisdoms of how she's so successful, how she's gotten beyond the mindset of success or failure and getting stuck in that bind and really unleashing the unlimited powers that she has of intuition.
Thanks, James. So happy to be here today and share with you some things. And so, what I really think is that you should just be yourself with whatever you do and trust your intuition. And that's the main thing. That's what I do. And I just share what I'm passionate about. And I love how it attracts like minded people who are just like me and just make everything fun and simplify things.
Well, Jessica, why I'm stoked to be talking with you is because you've taken something that you're totally passionate about. You're just like the ideas of health and wealth, fitness, everything from like the look to like the actions. It's like you personify just really inarticulate example of a role model in those fields. And what I see people getting stuck with so much in this industry is they come in and they're either so concerned with the fundamentals, and it's like if you're starting a new practice, whatever that is, if that's a diet or a routine or a system for building health or wealth, people get started in these fundamentals and they become so rigid and that they actually aren't able to grow in any capacity. Or what could happen is they'll get involved with like a dietary practice or a um, even like a structure for like learning martial arts or a structure for wealth building online. And it's like they'll get in this little group, this cult or this like kind of family, and it's like the rest of the world will just kind of drift away, and they'll want to be stuck in this one place where they feel safe, and they kind of have these judgments of the rest of the world. But what I've seen, um, you demonstrate accurately coming out of this negative mindset. You show people a way of how you can look at these structures. We call them, principles or fundamentals, and people can see this balance of which, as you're learning a new routine, you can kind of know when to restrain yourself, and you can know when to adapt and change. Do you see like, or do you have like any advice for people when they're beginning a new program? um, how can they incorporate their own selves and be themselves and be unique, like you say, but while also like making the changes to adapt um to the form, to the order, the
Yeah. Well, when I started, see, I used to be kind of like that too, and I just like I found it difficult to do everything, and I wasn't really sure what to do or sure what I should be sharing. And then, I just kind of got into it and I just realized that, people will like you the best if you're just being yourself and sharing what you have to share because that's how you can attract people that are similar to you and stuff like that.
So do you have like a routine or like a discipline that you do that, because from what I understand, like success, it's all about the discipline of the routine. So like could you share like a little bit about the discipline of your routine and how that leads to
Yeah.
the success that you're showing?
Yeah. So what I do is every day I write a list of exactly what I need to be doing, and how I get that is I just follow the system. I follow what's given, the daily activities, and then I just put them in my own way with, what I'm using. I use Instagram for my business, but whatever you're using, you can do that. And I just write the list of what I need to get done, and then I work best when I just plan a time. So I plan, just like I'm going to do this for half an hour, do this for an hour, and I plan it like that, and then I use focused action so that I can, just focus on what I'm doing, not be distracted on what's around me and everything. Because I used to do that all the time. I was distracted by like my family was here and TV's on or something like that. But then I just really decided that I worked better when I just focus and when I just plan a time and schedule that for my work and for what I'm doing. And that's how I'm more productive that way.
Okay, so I see that when there's distractions going on everywhere, and we have our list of things that we need to do, and we only have so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
Um, I understand that there's this incredible gift that you possess that you're able to share with people, is why people are attracted to you and they follow you. That you have this strength to be able to withhold your energy, if that's the time that you give out, your effort, income, right, from situations that may appear to be tempting or distraction. So, like my question is, where is there like any kind of allowances? Like, if something begins to become a distraction that's no longer serving your goal, do you
Mhm.
do you nip it in the bud, or is there some like room for allowances where you're able to um, give in to some kind of a distraction or a temptation?
Yeah.
um,
Well, what I do, I always go back to my goal. So like, why am I actually doing this? And I always think like is it worth being distracted? Is it worth, skipping this day and saying, "Oh, I don't need to do this?" Or is it actually worth it? Is it actually worth my time? And usually it is. And so I just always go back to my why. That's what I do. What
okay,
about you?
so what I'm getting from you is you have this like this instinct that when you tune into this instinct, it it will align you with your why, and it will align you with uh, what exactly you need to be doing, where you need to be going. Um, is that true? Is it instinct, or is it something like hardwired, like built in?
I think it's just, I have to review my goals like every few weeks and everything because it's always changing. So I think it really depends, but most of it is just what I feel I need to do and
So
what is right. Just go with the flow.
so goals are always changing, um, but it's like you're able to have this balance between um, sticking with like a routine that works, right? And restraining yourself from distractions, so you're keeping your goal alive. But then as time progresses, it's like you're also going to have to take risks and make changes so you can update and adapt your routine to meet ongoing goals, or how goals change.
Yeah, and I think like as time goes on, the my goals like just keep getting like deeper, and then I'm like, oh, this is why I actually want this. Like I want this so that I can feel a certain way, or so that I can experience life in a new way. And so it's like the same kind of goal, but it just gets deeper. And so I have more motivation to pursue it, I guess, if that makes sense.
Jessica, I think
But
that like inherently, this is absolutely the secret to success right here. I think you're nailing it right. Uh,
right.
so it's this unflinching, right, desire to just like to move forward with your principles, but that's also coupled with inability to update, revolutionize, and expand upon your original investment. Is that
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
where it's so like how do you choose to like I know you're a master investor, and I want to like pick your brain on this, because then when I talk about investment, I don't just mean about making money and choosing the best like systems and businesses to be involved with, but you really like you know how to invest with everything in your life, with the foods that you feed yourself, with the actions that you take, health wise. And how do you give time to yourself, to your body, to really like invest in yourself? You know, what are different ways that you invest in yourself?
Well, I always start with food and health. So I always, eat plant-based foods, and I work out every day. That keeps my energy high so that I have lots of energy to work on other things that matter. And those are the main things. And then I
Okay,
always
yeah. Okay,
read
so
and educate my mind too, of course, feed my mind and my body.
okay, so that right there is like a kind of glimpse at the discipline and the routine that goes in to build your success. So you start your day with eating healthy, plant food, exercise, workout, and then that's an investment into yourself. And I realize it's just like, you know, everything that you do, it's a constant investment. And I mean, can you give us some tips on like, you know, I mean, what's a good like plant based like food that you would eat like before a workout that would give you energy? Like, do you um is it just like a salad, or do you do anything special?
I usually keep it pretty simple, like just fruit or something like that. And like for after my workout, I might have like banana ice cream or like a smoothie, something like that. And I always keep it high carb because it's the most healthy and have the most energy, most nutrients. And that's what I mostly eat.
So you write about veganism a lot, and do you really look at people who have already decided to become vegan and they want to enhance their vegan experience, or do you work with like people that may be like transitioning, that maybe eat vegan every once in a while, and they want to know how they can like be, if it's for health reasons or for compassionate reasons? Um, People want to know more about the vegan diet and the vegan lifestyle and what it can really like do for people. Is it
A
do you
little
see
bit of both.
yourself like assisting people make transitions to becoming more vegan, or uh, is it something that you think that, you know, people need to decide and choose on their own, but many people, they feel these cravings and these urges to partake, if it's like if it's meat, if it's dairy, or if it's even if it's in a healthy way, or if they're going in a direction that's too unhealthy and they're not aware of the effects. Is there something that you
Yeah.
share with people that kind of wakes people up or allows people to understand about the benefits and what's proper for that person's specific body type?
Yeah, well, I usually just like I work with people who, want to be vegan or people that are vegetarian or something, and then also people who are vegan and just want to share their passions too and that kind of stuff. And I was like, I think like whatever diet you're eating now, there's a vegan version for it, and it's just healthier, but it doesn't have to be expensive either. But like, you know, if you're eating like eggs for breakfast, you can have a tofu scramble for breakfast or something like that. Like you don't have to just eat fruits and vegetables or something like too crazy if that's not what you're used to.
Yeah, well, I think this is like a perfect example of how we deal with conflict through blogging and through the new media, and how you're able to just take something that you're passionate about and create content with that. And that's really how you've been creating your empire, right?
Yeah,
Or is it the colorful hair?
maybe it's that too. But I just really like making videos and blogging and all that kind of stuff. So it's just perfect because then I can just, you know, it attracts people who are just like me. And then they see that I'm doing this too. And they're like, hey, I'm already making YouTube videos. Like, what is this girl doing? And that's how it kind of goes most of the time.
Right? Because I'm like surfing through the media and then I come across your post. I'm just like, oh, like if I ate that right now, I would feel so awesome.
Yeah.
Or I'll like come across your post and you'll be like cutting your hair or something, but like I should probably get a haircut too. Like, is that like, do you have like a certain time like when you know that like you have to re-dye your hair or you have to like cut your hair? Is there like a like cause I seem to
Whenever
be
it
like
stops getting
completely
vibrant,
unaware.
whenever it stops being a vibrant color.
Mm. You have that natural instinct that's like uh, visually seen just by the hair. Is I think that what you're doing on the internet is a prime example, and that the companies that you've been representing, they're producing these kind of information bombs that are really hitting people, and you're just like the bombshell who's bringing this information out to people is brilliant.
Yay. Love doing it.
This reminds me of a story about, I guess it's like it's a parable, because I think a lot of people have the same kind of opportunities that you have, but they're not really taking action on it. And people are still kind of saying like, oh, well, you know, Jessica's doing it, but I mean, she has like a thing, right? You know, she has like, you know, veganism she can talk about. She has that awesome hair. Like, I think some people are like, you know, how could I ever be as awesomeness as Jessica? And that reminds me of this story about and it's a parable actually, I guess. So a landowner gives his three tenants a certain amount of currency. He gives the first one like 10 coins, the second one 5 coins, and the last one coin.
All right.
We're talking about investment here, how Jessica's talking about investing in her body and her health, investing in wealth, and knowing the right actions to take. So the first one goes out, he has the 10 coins. He goes out and invests it and comes back with 20 coins. The second tenant had 5 coins. He goes out and invests and comes out with 10 coins. The last tenant, who only had 1 coin, was so afraid he was going to lose it that he went and buried it. So he came back with no coins. The landowner ended up rewarding the first two tenants because of their investment. So the lesson here is, right, even if you have something small, you know, just if it's a little gimmick, something that you're passionate about, worth talking about, worth developing within yourself, even if you just have yourself, right, is worth developing. It's worth investing into.
Very true. We all have equal opportunities. Everybody has equal opportunities. It's all right there for you.
So like, what kind of action do you suggest people take if they're they're watching this, they want to know, you know, how do I be more like Jessica? What do I do? Or how do I be as, you know, how do you release your own awesomeness on the scale that Jessica is releasing it? You know, can you
Pick
tell us?
um, pick a platform of social media. Pick one and stay consistent. Posts every day. You know, if you're doing YouTube, do YouTube videos every day or every week. If you're doing Instagram, you know, post every day, meet new people, and grow from there. But just stick with one thing first, one platform. Or if
So
it's you, or if it's like Facebook ads, like just stick with that. That's what I would suggest.
I see it's like noticing what your strengths are. So you have to see kind of what your strengths are, and sometimes you just have to try things out to
Yeah,
find out what your strong is.
yeah,
But so you find something you're strong at. You're good at Instagram and getting leads in through Instagram, creating traffic that way. That and then you share content, something that's relevant that you're passionate about,
yeah.
and then that funnels into your opportunity. So
Correct.
it's like you have this ability to identify your strengths. It's kind of like your root stock. And then what I also see you doing is like you have this ability of grafting, where you can take these like these new things that you're learning and kind of graft that onto the root stock that you're the most strong at, and that's how you like you become this. Uh, I
Yeah, just work on your strengths. Instead of working on your weaknesses, work on your strengths.
and aligning yourself with other like-minded individuals. I
Yeah.
think a lot of humanity right now, a lot of the world is caught up in kind of in fear-based mentality. They were talking about how we're what I was talking about at the beginning, how people get caught up in fundamentalism in just doing everything that's the right way, or they get disjointed in which they're disconnected with the rest of the world. But here we see an opportunity to harmonize and to be able to align yourself with someone as awesome as Jessica, where you have an opportunity to be yourself and grow in this aspect while not competing with others, but harmonizing. I think
Yeah.
is really where the future is at. Uh,
More there's more to go around, or there's enough for everybody. That's what I meant to say. There's enough to go around for everyone. There's enough abundance, enough money, enough resources, information for everybody, right?
Right. Yeah. So some people are thinking like, wait a second, I can't go on and make money in this industry because Jessica's obviously already getting all of the clients on the internet. Um, but this gift here that we're learning about from Jessica is that it's not just it's not competition, right? We have this ability to harmonize, and strength really comes from harmonizing. Um, it's a very vibrant vibrant truth, I believe. uh, I mean,
Yeah, like
how do we harmonize? How do people harmonize in this world in business? Like, you know, it is it
yeah, because
all
I thought that at first. I was like, oh, well, my sponsor's getting all the clients and getting all the customers. Like, what about me? And I kind of thought in lack like that too, and fear based. And I thought like, oh, are people gonna want to join me? Like, you know, but people will, and you know, everybody's unique and different, and not everybody that resonates with someone else will resonate with me, or you know, it just depends on the
right?
person.
And it's like recognizing the wisdom of our ancestors or the tribal elders, and then incorporating that with the new technology that we have now. And it's like we come into this space, whatever space you're coming into, and there already conversations happening in that space. There are already leaders, there are already experts. And one of the big major shifts that happened to me is I stopped targeting like keywords that people would be tagging, and I started targeting people who were following other leaders. And then I immediately started getting audiences of people who were active followers. And that was a big shift for me, and to realize that there are always going to be other leaders in your space, and instead of acting out of competition with them, harmonize with them and can continue on the dialogue and carry on the conversation in that space, presenting your new technology or that new graft that you're adding to the root stock strength that you have
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up too. Like just that, going after people that are following, leaders and who want to be someone who is a leader, who want to be successful or something, but it all comes from within. But, people who want to do that, right?
Yeah, and it's like there's also this innate ability that you can possess to not only harmonize in the economy, right? Because the main gift here is that we're looking at is this this preservation of your strength and the root stock of what is going to be your core values and ethics moving forward that you give and present to the community that makes you and others strong. And through this balance of restraint and adaptation and change, we can see also this great ability to notice the harmonies in our relationships and how we can come in to a situation and not only see an individual, but we can see how that individual is connected to others. And we can see the natural hierarchy when we're forming relationships with others, and notice that you may make one connection with someone, but it's not just that one person that you're connecting with. You're connecting with a person who has built-in hierarchies all around them within their social connections, and being aware of entering into relationships not just with an individual but with a whole community of relationships is
Yeah, like if you help one person, then that one person helps other people, and it just keeps spiraling on. So makes sense.
exactly.
We're all connected.
So as you base yourself in that strong foundation, you're able to go out and create these triggers that's almost like a domino effect, and you're like, I have these strong discipline and core ethics that are like allowing me to enable success in my life. And then you become this like this domino effect and this ripple that affects not only just other individuals but whole other communities.
Yeah, very true. And it all starts with one person, right?
You.
Just one.
So that's all I got. It's just sharing this insight into this gift of preservation. And, I just want to thank you for hanging out.
Thanks for having me,
We,
James.
yo, I know we're both about to do some like fun stuff. We have to jump onto like a mastermind right after this. Um,
Yeah.
which I think like you can, if you're watching this now, you can probably get invited to come mastermind with us if you click below and get started. I think taking action on you and what's most important for you is taking action on the link that we've provided for you beneath this video. So that link is there for you, and we're giving it to you because we think you're important and this is the right next step for you, I believe.
Absolutely.
Uh, yeah, well, I want to know more about like Martin Garrix and traveling and how like we're expanding this empire across the world. And you're traveling to Phoenix, go to like crazy house
Yeah.
party, and you know, we're making EDM music and we're going live. We're like just
Going
having
in the desert, getting lost in the desert
leveling up the celebration, getting turned up.
like lions in the wild. You know that
So
song?
that's what's up. Thanks. We'll see you at the next event and party as you release your awesomeness, getting serious about your commitment to your strength and building up your core root stock and adapting and grafting on all of the different knowledge so that you can go out and you can bloom and blossom and be the most burgeoning example of success, just like Jessica.
Don't quit your daydream. Quit your day job, though, maybe.
Do it. Come with us.